Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award winning Fearless Tarot and Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards and Matters of the Heart. And I just got back from London where I did the UK Tarot Conference. I was asked to speak there and it went so well, but I just want to give a warm thank you to the people who attended in London for being so attentive and kind during my class. And if you missed the class this year, do not worry because I was asked to be a keynote speaker at the UK Tarot Conference next October. So do buy some tickets for that. You will not regret it. It's one of the most fun events I've ever done and just so interesting, so many interesting topics there. So, with that out of the way, it is time for this week's Oracle reveal. So, yesterday on my social media, I placed up a photo of three different animals and asked you to use your intuition and ask yourself which animal seems to just be calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the three animals I posted were the cat, the spider, and the horse. So if you're just joining me now, ask your intuition, ask yourself which animal seems to be calling to you, because that animal has your message. So for those of you who picked the cat is such a magical, independent animal. And I love the black cat here. The black cat can signify that this is a time where your luck might be shifting or changing, but it's also a time where you really want to focus on magic in your own life. The cat is also an animal that makes up its own mind. It doesn't obey to get the acceptance of other people. And so there's real powerful medicine in cat medicine, which has to do with independent thinking. Not doing something because you feel it's going to make you more likable or make somebody externally approve of you, but instead being true to your own path and really going toward your own magic without conforming. First card for cat is where is it best for you to place your focus this next week? And we get the strength card, which shows a woman taming another rather large cat on the card. The strength card says for the cat this next week, the focus or emphasis should be on placing your focus on getting control over something that up until now has been feeling like it's running out of control. The strength card is telling you to take an inventory of your life right now and look at the thing you're avoiding, struggling with, anxious about, because that thing is what's sapping your power from you. And if you can confront it, if you can be courageous and bold and grab hold of it, much like the woman on the strength card, you can start to channel that power back towards something constructive for you. The strength card will always come up when you are stronger than you think you are. And that when you can persevere, if you just place your focus on what needs to be addressed, what needs to be tackled at this time. So I just feel like for the cat this next week, it isn't a time to avoid or procrastinate, or even to just block out something that's an uncomfortable fact, an uncomfortable reality, but instead just confront it, face it, look at it squarely. And notice how your body language, your energy shifts from feeling afraid and avoidant of something to feeling powerful. It's really going to shift the energy for you. Next, we got the advice from your inner wisdom, and we get the Nine of Wands, which is often a card of boundaries. And the Nine of Wands can just indicate that this is going to be a time when you're establishing your own boundaries again, when you're really basically kind of keeping your space secure, keeping out unwanted energies or forces so that you can do that important work on yourself. Maybe it's time to insulate yourself a little bit, or even just give yourself a little time out where the demands of others aren't so heavily placed upon you. I feel an independence from these cards this next week. And so it's really saying it's so important that you're reclaiming your own independence. And it's also so important that you are placing up some boundaries, some sort of differentiation between where another person's energy ends and where yours begins. You need to be very clear about that. And finally, I thought I'd do something different this week. Instead of a mythic archetype card, I thought I'd do a magic spell card, which will illuminate the magic that you need to bring into your life this next week. And here we got authenticity. I don't know if you can read that. And the card says, "Who I am is truly good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed." And these are from the spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, which I absolutely love. But the magic that you need to bring in if you pick the cat this next week is the magic of authenticity, being who you really are and not being apologetic about it, really embracing who you are and taking control of your own power again, and not necessarily feeling like you have to placate or please all those around you. So I just feel for the cat, you are really being called to fix some things within you. But in order to do that, you also need to reclaim some of your independence and some of your power from others. And I just feel like there's resiliency for you in this. And the more you are yourself, the more successful you're going to be this next week. So that was the cat. Now we're going to go into the spider animal spirit. And spider is the creative web weaver. And so this could be a time when you're really focusing on, well, what is the web that I want to weave in my life? What do I want to invite more of in? The spider can also indicate untapped creative energy that you're really needing to get to work with and flow. It's very interesting when you're immersed in something creative. It can kind of just be relaxing. It can kind of be something that's cathartic. It keeps your mind busy so you're not anxious and worried about all these external things. But it's the getting started part for a lot of us that can be the challenge. And the spider can just indicate for you this week, make time and just get it started. If you're a writer, write the first few sentences. If you're an artist, just start doodling, just start drawing, do something, make something. And I feel like that creative energy is going to flow, and then you'll get some momentum. First card is where it's best for you to place your focus if you pick the spider, and we get the Page of Pentacles, who for me is the student or the scholar of the tarot. And I love his cap in this deck. It's in the shape of an infinity symbol. It's much similar to the Two of Pentacles card with the guy with the floppy hat and then the infinity symbol that he's juggling. But I'm just kind of feeling like with this Page of Pentacles energy, this is a time to study. It's a time to immerse yourself in something that fascinates you, and it's time to create something. You know, the Page of Pentacles, he's a child of the element of earth, but he's always got his head in the clouds. There's an airy quality to him. He's imaginative, and yet he just doesn't stay up in the clouds. He manifests it. He brings it down to earth. And so too for you, if you pick the spider, it's time to weave that magic into reality. It's time to create the thing. And it's also time to really be flexible and adaptable, kind of tying into that Two of Pentacles energy right now, where you're not kind of thrown off by these distractions or these external things that are inevitably going to come in, but instead you're staying focused on what your goal is. And then finally, we got the advice from your inner wisdom, and we get the Wheel of Fortune, which is just what I was talking about. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is like the major arcana counterpart to the Two of Pentacles and the minor arcana. It represents unpredictable events. It represents things that are sometimes out of your control, that rise and fall. It's a bit of a chaotic card. And if you're triggered and distracted and thrown off by every curveball getting thrown your way or every external thing you're hearing, that's not going to be very productive for you. And so always with the Wheel of Fortune, it's important to find the center of the wheel, the hub of the wheel, which is a symbol for your center. And I feel like that's where your creativity is leading you this next week, taking time to immerse yourself in something creative. And if you're not creative, immerse yourself in something that you want to study, something that you're perfecting, a skill set. Maybe it's time to just really focus on those things, because I feel like your mind is powerful and it needs a channel. It needs something to place its focus in. And then the magical spell card for the spider for this next week is Beauty. And Beauty says, I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. And beauty can indicate that this is a time to maybe create something of beauty. Beauty can also indicate that something beautiful within you wants to find expression in the world. And you got to stop keeping it all to yourself. You're cheating the rest of us. It's time to share that thing. And so I feel like you're going to have to overcome distractions. You're going to have to swing from the trapeze like the spider and weave the web anyway. There are going to be some things getting thrown your way that are curveballs. But I feel like there's something so beautiful to create, so beautiful that needs to be brought into being from within you, that you need to make the time to do it. And you need to know that you are beautiful, that the energy within you, that the light within you, it is completely yours. It is completely unique to you. And nobody's got that light just like you do. And so embodying that beauty, bringing that magic into the world, that's going to be so important this next week. It's really going to shift the energy for you. And then finally, we have the horse animal spirit. And horse, for me, is an animal of magical assistance because horses made it possible for humans to cross vast distances that used to be so out of reach before. And so they represent that assistance that helps humankind get to where they want to go. Horses also represent power, movement, motion. And so I just kind of feel like things are moving again if you're picking the horse this next week. It's a time to take your power back and get moving on that thing. First card for horses, where is it best to place your focus? And we get the Six of Cups card. And the Six of Cups is long associated in the tarot with the past. It could be a time to let go of the past. It could be a time to complete a past cycle. But I feel for the horse that this is going to be a week where it's like you can't fully claim your power until you get the job done, until you finish the step you're on right now. You may want to race off toward the horizon and make the next big event happen. But first, you got to deal with what's on your plate at the moment. And you may also have to review the past. You may also have to tie a nice, beautiful, bright bow on it and make it complete so that you can shift and move forward. The advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick the horse, is the Temperance card. And the angel of temperance for me is all about healing. The angel pours the full vessel of water into the empty vessel and can represent a need to replenish and also a need to rebalance. And both of these cards have cups on them, and cups in the tarot can represent our feelings, our emotions, but also coming to terms with them. And I feel like there's deep healing happening with past emotions for the horse this next week. And I feel like that's going to be your magical assistance. It's like you're going to be settling some things that were unsettled for you emotionally. You're going to feel like you're starting to shift the energy. And the magical spell that I picked for you is organization, which says purpose, planning, efficiency, come to me so easily. And organization can just indicate that this is a week for you, horse, where you want to get organized. You want to finish the step you're on right now in order to be able to move forward. It could also be a time if you're feeling messy or out of balance or out of whack or like things are just excessive. That temperance card can say a little bit of this needs to be done and a little bit of this needs to be done, a little bit of this needs to be done, but you need to structure it. You need to schedule it. And instead of just having this huge to-do list, maybe it's time to bring out a calendar and then carve out that one sacred hour out of every day where you're going to place some focus on that goal that you're trying to accomplish. And you'll find that it gets done so much easier with a bit of organization. So again, if you've been feeling a little messy, it's time to get organized. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always follow my YouTube channel, Elliot Oracle. And please do share this video with a friend if you found it useful. Also, liking, subscribing, and commenting, it helps so much for this channel to grow. I also want to thank all of you for your patience while I was in Greece and in England, or I should say in London. I'm in England now still, but I know I took a little bit of a brief hiatus with the daily card pulls, but I hope to get back on track with that again. And you can always come here for those weekly oracles and monthly oracles as well. I hope you have a wonderful week, whatever it is that you're doing, and I will see you again here next week, so do take care.